sort of, looks, it sounds interesting. And it becomes even more interesting when you meet somebody like, somebody like my brother sitting in front who looks like me exactly. And he says, let me just take you and show you our land. And so I'm like, you look exactly like me as if coming from the same city. How is this your land? So for me it's so interesting. Every time I meet somebody, let me show you our land. How has this become your land? You are as much a foreigner here as much as I am, but this is the greatness of being a Muslim. This is the greatness of being a Muslim. This whole world is a masjid for us. This whole world is a masjid for us. Because the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he narrated, Allah has given me 6 things which Allah hasn't given to any other Prophet before me. Number 1, Allah has given me short words of hikmah, which are few in words, but very deep in their meaning. Number 1. Number 2, Allah has made sadaqah halal on my ummah. The previous ummahs, they used to take their sadaqah or their charity, go and put on top of a mountain, a fire used to come, burn it, which meant it was accepted. Otherwise it had to remain there. But we give sadaqah to each other. And then he said, Allah has put fear in the hearts of my enemy. And the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to say that a traveler coming to Medina at a distance of 1 month will feel my robe and my fear in his heart, and will fear the robe and fear of Umar at a distance of 7 days from Medina. And then he said, Allah has made the entire world masjid for my ummah. You know why this whole world is masjid for us? Because we are an ummah which travels. We are not a static ummah. We travel. In the Quran, Allah says, Kuntum khayra ummah. You are the best ummah. Sometimes I see youngsters coming up to me, Brother Junaid, you will have a lot of people from different religions sitting here. Please tell them show them the beauty of Islam. I said, I really don't need to show them the beauty of Islam. The Creator says you are the best ummah. The Creator is saying you are the best ummah. But there is a reason for it. He says, "Ukhrijat lin-nas." You have been commissioned for the betterment of the entire mankind. You are the best ummah. Because ukhrijat lin-nas, you have been commissioned for the betterment of the people of Ireland. That's why somebody from Cairo, somebody from Istanbul, somebody from Karachi, somebody from Lahore, somebody from Multan, somebody from Bombay, somebody from Dhaka, somebody from Morocco, somebody from Algeria, somebody from Tunisia. I have sent you to Ireland for the betterment of the people of Ireland. That is what makes us the best ummah. And Sayyidina Umar Radiallahu Ta'ala used to say that unless you realize this responsibility. Now what is the responsibility? تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. We show people by our actions and by our word what is pleasing to Allah. تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And our actions and words tell people what is displeasing to Allah. This is my work for which I am part of the best ummah. And believe me, my dear brothers and sisters, this is a very, very modern phenomena. It's a very modern phenomena, probably at max 200 years. That Muslims have actually forgotten that we are a source of hidayah for the entire mankind. There was a time when every Muslim used to realize this. Why? Because our business ethics were the best, our manners were the best, our akhlaq was the best, mamlat were the best, mashrat was the best. So we used to realize it, and we used to act, we used to make sure nothing wrong comes on the name of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There was a small story in one of the top papers in Pakistan. Jang to sabhi ne padha hoga. So there was a story, and I read it, and I could not forget it since the time I've read it. It's been must have been about 6 to 8 years since I read it, and that story is ingrained in my mind. So there was this British tourist, somebody from England, who was touring Lahore, and he went to the Badshahi Mosque. And as he came out of the mosque, his wallet fell out of his pocket on the stairs of Badshahi Mosque. So one of the beggars, he picked it up and he ran after him. He ran after him. And as he sat in the car, he knocked on his window. So he looked at him, he says, "What is it?" And he showed him his wallet. You by mistake, your wallet fell out of your pocket. So he says, "But weren't you sitting there and weren't you looking for, me to pay you something now that you got the whole wallet full of pounds or dollars or whatever there was? Why are you returning it to me?" You know what he answered? Listen to this. This was his answer. He says, "Exactly. That's exactly why I was sitting there." But I just thought for a moment that what on the day of Qiyamah your prophet says to my prophet that one of your ummati or one of your followers stole the money of my ummati. How bad will my prophet feel about it? मेरे नबी को कितनी शर्मिंदगी होगी ये बात सुन के अगर तुम्हारे नबी ने मेरे नबी से ये कहा कि आपके उम्मती ने मेरे उम्मती के पैसे चुराए. I just thought about it for a second and I'm returning it. So this is the greatness of this ummah, that the amount of love that we have for Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we do two things. We love the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We believe that he is the last prophet. There is one thing that we don't do is the work of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. उसमें हम थोड़े कमजोर हैं कि अल्लाह के नबी करते क्या. तो ये नियत करो, make this intention while you are here in this country. Oh Allah, I am the ummati of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I have not come here by myself. You've sent me here. Make me a source of hidayah for the entire mankind. Then see how Allah will do your work over here. When I left music, I used to make this niyat all the time. I used to say it, "Oh Allah, I don't know what am I saying, but please make me a source of hidayah for the entire mankind." And I used to laugh at myself, but I still used to say it. And I said it so many times that a time came that after a couple of years I started believing in it as well. That maybe I could be a source of hidayah for the entire mankind. Now, even if Allah doesn't take much work from you because of your intention, innamal a'malu binniyat, on the day of Qiyamah, Allah will give you the ajr of the hidayah of the entire mankind. Why? Because you made the intention. और अल्लाह के नबी का इरशाद है ना, a moment's intention is bigger than his amal. मोमिन की जो इंटेंशन, जो नियत है, वो उसके अमल से बढ़ती. कौन सी नात सुनाऊं, आप बताइए मुझे. जो आप बताएंगे वो पढ़ूंगा. मेरे तो दिमाग में अभी तक शान रमजान घूम रही है. यकीन ही नहीं आ रहा मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है मेरी ऑडियंस बैठी हुई शान रमजान की, वो पीछे वसीम बदामी बैठा हुआ है. बताएं क्या सुनाऊं आपको. चलो बताते रहना, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके सुनाता रहता हूँ आपको. ए अल्लाह, ए अल्लाह, ए अल्लाह, ए अल्लाह, तू ही अता, तू जूदो सखा. ए अल्लाह, ए अल्लाह, तू ही अता, तू जूदो सखा. हम हैं तेरे خالی دامن بھر دے, آج کچھ ایسا کر دے. اب میرے ساتھ پڑھیں, اے اللہ اے اللہ, ماشاءاللہ ایک بار پھر, اے اللہ اے اللہ. جو نہیں پڑھ رہا ہے اس کا مطلب اس کا موڈ نہیں ہے کچھ زیادہ آج اللہ سے مانگنے کا. چلو پھر سے, اے اللہ اے اللہ, تو ہی عطا تو جود و سخا, ہم ہیں تیرے منگتے, خالی دامن بھر دے, آج کچھ ایسا کر دے. اے اللہ ہے یہ دعا دل میں میرے گھر کر لے, اے اللہ ہے یہ دعا دل میں میرے گھر کر لے, تیرے سوا کوئی نہ ہو مجھ پہ ایسا کرم کر دے. میں ہوں خطا خطا ہی خطا پر تو ہے عطا, خالی دامن بھر دے, آج کچھ ایسا کر دے. میرے ساتھ, اے اللہ اے اللہ, ایک بار پھر, اے اللہ اے اللہ, تو ہی عطا تو جود و سخا, خالی دامن بھر دے, آج کچھ ایسا کر دے. آپ کیا بولیں گے آگے سے جب میں ختم کروں گا؟ سبحان اللہ. سبحان اللہ بھی, یا پوچھا جزاک اللہ. کیا بولیں گے؟ جزاک اللہ. میں اصل میں آپ سے یہی سننے آیا ہوں, جزاک اللہ ہی سننے آیا ہوں. جزاک اللہ. اس کے دو فائدے ہیں. Once Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala, as he became the caliph, the Jamaat of Usama bin Zaid, who was only 17 years of age, and it was the orders of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do send the Jamaat of Usama towards Rome. So Abu Bakr Siddiq was walking right next to Usama bin Zaid, who was sitting on a horse, 17-year-old man, and this is the caliph, Khalifa al-Rasul. He's an old man, and he's walking right next to him, and Usama bin Zaid is extremely uncomfortable and is constantly saying, Hazrat, please come sit up so that I can walk with you. He says, no, you are going out in the path of Allah. Those people used to understand what was the important thing. You are going out in the path of Allah, I'll walk right next to you. So he kept on giving him instructions. As they reached the periphery of Medina, Abu Bakr Siddiq said, I will go back now. So you know what Usama bin Zaid said? He said, Ya Khalifatul Rasul, Jazakallah. And Abu Bakr Siddiq immediately had tears in his eyes, and he says, Ya Usama, these were the only words that I wanted to hear from you as I took you from the masjid to the periphery. So میں آپ کے پاس کیوں آیا ہوں؟ کیا سننے کے لیے آیا ہوں؟ Jazakallah. Shabash, mashallah, mashallah. So when you say Jazakallah to me, when you say Jazakallah to me, there is one angel standing right next to you. There is one angel standing right next to you, and the angel says, Oh Allah, first accept this Jazakallah for this man who has said Jazakallah, then for the other person. تو فرشتہ کہتا ہے, اے اللہ پہلے اس دعا کو اس کے حق میں قبول کر جس نے یہ دعا دی ہے اس کو, اور پھر اس کے حق میں قبول کر جس کی یہ دعا دی گئی ہے. تو میں نے دیکھا ہے, اپنے بزرگوں کو دیکھا ہے میں. آپ شاید حافظ پٹیل صاحب کو, lot of you might know who Hafiz Patel is, one of our elders in Dewsbury. I have actually seen him make dua. So he's constantly taking names of people and making dua. Oh Allah, help Junaid in this. Oh Allah, help Aziz in this. Oh Allah, help Anwar in this. Oh Allah, help Abdul Salam in this. Oh Allah, help Abdul Malik in this. Because I've spent days of itikaf with him. So this was my bed, and then there was one small whale in the middle, and Hafiz Patel was on the other side. So the whole night and whole day, I used to hear him making du'as for people. So one day, you know, as we were there, I said, Hafiz, I hardly hear you making any dua for yourself. You're making dua for people. He says, what are you talking about? I'm actually making all those duas for myself. Have you not heard this hadith of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? That every time a Muslim makes a dua for somebody else, the malak says, oh Allah, accept this dua in his case first. इसलिए दूसरों के लिए खूब दुआ किया करिए. Make duas for people. करेंगे ना इंशाअल्लाह. ये एक दुआ is a proof of your association with Allah. Dua is the proof of your friendship with Allah. The one who is not making a lot of dua, it actually means he has no relationship with Allah. He has very little relationship with Allah. Huh? Why do we sit in these majlis? Why do we go out in the path of Allah? Why do we hear our elders? Why did we hear our sheikhs Bayyan right now? So that the level of iman goes up. As the level of iman will go up, my relationship with Allah will become better. I will immediately put up my hands and make dua. And now I know my dua is being accepted. That is the reason the Prophet of Allah said, Ad-dua mukhul ibadah. That's why he said, the very reason you are doing all of this is so that at the end your dua is a powerful dua. And when you're making that dua, the yaqeen is so strong that you're actually saying, if my Rabb says, Ud'uni astajib lakum, it is going to be listened. It is actually happening. Allah is listening to it right now. And one of the three things will happen. Either it will be accepted immediately, or it will be accepted at a time which Allah knows is more suitable for me, or Allah will keep it as an ajr for me for the day of Akhirah. And what Allah will give you for your dua, you and I will be wishing, oh Allah, I wish not a single dua of mine was accepted in the dunya. Itna ajr milega qiyamat ke din uske. Now tell me what other nasheed you would like to hear. मेरा दिल बदल दे. प्रोग्राम है दिल के बदलने का. ये मैंने असल में उर्दू में इसलिए बोला ताकि अरबों को अपनी समझ में आ जाए. मेरा दिल बदल दे. ये सारा मामला ही दिल का है. When you don't want to do something, what do you say? मेरा दिल नहीं कर रहा. ये कहते हैं ना, नमाज पढ़ ले यार, मेरा दिल नहीं कर रहा. मुंह पे ना भी कहें अगले को, अंदर से दिल कहता है छोड़ यार, मूड ही नहीं. सारा मामला किसका है? That's why the Prophet of Allah said, there is this piece of meat inside the body. If that meat is on the right path, the whole body will be on the right path. And listen to it carefully. It's the qalb, it's the qalb, it's the qalb. It's the heart, it's the heart, it's the heart. This entire body is mine, but the qalb is Allah's. And whatever is inside the heart, that is exactly how the whole body will work. If I have a relationship with Allah, no matter what happens, there is no way in the world I'm going to miss my salah. Because I know my entire falah is in reading this salah at its time. Because the muazzin has already said, Hayya ala al-falah. Do you know what falah is? Falah is the success of dunya and akhirah. Not just this dunya. Falah is the success of this dunya and akhirah. Fawz is the success of the akhirah. Fawzul azim. Fawz is the success of the akhirah when Allah is talking about. But falah is the success of this dunya and akhirah. So when you are actually sitting in your shop and you're doing business, And when the muazzin says, Hayya ala al-falah, so he's saying, he's actually telling you, right now at this particular time, letting go of your business, giving it to somebody else for them to handle, and coming to the masjid is actually more beneficial than actually being sitting there in the office or in the shop. That is what he means. So from one sheikh I heard, I don't know how true it is, he said, first Allah, it is said twice. First Allah says himself, Hayya ala al-falah. Then Allah asks his prophet, oh my prophet, they're not listening to me, now you say it. So he says the second Hayya ala al-falah is actually coming from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hayya ala al-falah. Come to the success of the world, right? And akhirah. Why? Because Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest. La ilaha illallah. میرا دل بدل دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے خدایا فضل فرما دل بدل دے ہوا و حرص والا دل بدل دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے گناہگاری میں کب تک عمر کاٹوں گناہگاری میں کب تک عمر کاٹوں بدل دے میرا رستہ دل بدل دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے سنو میں نام تیرا دھڑکنوں میں سنو میں نام تیرا دھڑکنوں میں مزہ آ جائے مولا دل بدل دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے پڑا ہوں تیرے در پہ دل شکستہ رہوں کیوں دل شکستہ دل بدل دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے دل مغموم کو مسرور کر دے دل بے نور کو پر نور کر دے میرا ظاہر سنور جاؤ اے الہی میرے باطن کی ظلمت دور کر دے میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے ہو میرا غفلت میں ڈوبا دل بدل دے میرا دل بدل دے میرا دل بدل دے کیا بولیں گے
جزاک اللہ
bless you all جزاک So how do you take care of your heart? How do you? A lot of people may come up to you and they say, you know, I go for my salah, I don't feel like reading my salah. Don't you hear this? There's no concentration. How can there be concentration if you've just watched a movie of 2.5 hours, right? Your eyes have seen it, your ears have heard it, your mind has thought about it, and your tongue has talked about it. These are the 4 passages that go to the heart. These are the 4 passages that go to the heart. Whatever I see, whatever I speak, whatever I hear, and whatever am I thinking, these are the 4 passages. Now I'm not a switch, Allah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Put off the switch. What am I doing now? It doesn't happen that way. We are humans. We're made a certain way. That's why you will always hear when you sit in the majlis of elders, they will always tell you to take care of your gaze, whatever you're looking at, because it has an effect on the heart. If an amen comes from the front and if you lower your gaze, do you know that very particular moment your entire sins are forgiven? جیسی نام ارم سامنے سے آیا آنکھ نیچے کی all the sins at that very particular moment forgiven, and Allah will give you and me that halawat of iman which you and I are going to feel when we say Allah. That's why our Sufia Ikram, they used to be very careful as to what they're looking at. What am I listening? That has a direct effect on my heart. What am I listening? Am I listening to a song or am I listening to the Quran? It's not possible for me to listen to the Quran and listen to the songs as well and lead a normal life. It's not possible. Even if I'm doing it, it's a fallacy inside my heart that I can do it. My biggest problem with my producer was, he used to say, Junaid, don't leave music. Go and do your song, do the concert, and then go and give the azan. And I used to say, sir, I can't do it. Once I go and I give the azan, I don't feel like singing a song. And when I come and I sing a song, I don't feel like giving the azan. How can I do it? It doesn't happen that way. It hasn't. How can batil are not the same? Right? I used to do a concert. Allah knows, 3, 4 days, I never used to go to the masjid.